Hello and welcome to another daily event video. Today we're going to play Pauper with Goblins. I got a nice preview window right here so we can go over all the cards. So Goblins is an aggro deck and it has the most amount of large cheap creatures in the format. So let's go over them. The first category is the 2 or 3 power 1-drops, which you get like 16 of them. Foundry Street Denizen can be larger than a 2 power creature, that's why I mentioned that. He can get up to like 4 or 5 power occasionally, but he works similarly to the Goblin cohorts and Mog conscripts in that you play a creature and then you swing for 2. And that's what both these guys do. They're exactly the same. They're both goblins. Have to cast a creature to attack with them. But they can block even without, any other setbacks. So they're good on defense at the very least. And then we have Jackal Familiar. This one is not often seen in goblin decks because it's not a goblin. But it's a 1-mana 2/2, and that's important against a lot of the cards people bring in against goblins, like Shrivel and Electrickery. It's just good to have a lot of 2/2s. I'll have Nate explain the next category.
Alright, so now here's our utility spells. We got 8 of the sack guys. Now these guys really make the deck shine. Because it looks like our round has started, but we're going to finish explaining the deck for you guys. So late in the game you get them down to, under 5 or something, and then you just sack all your dudes to one of you guys that's unblocked, and then these guys, without these guys, the deck just would not be the deck. And then 4 spicy bushwhackers. You all know this feller from the old devastating summon days. This is just probably one of the best cards in the deck. Just so many damages. Alright, and then we got 4 Mog War Marshal. This guy is just the beats. Against all your matchups that are kind of iffy, you just want to draw this guy, put him into play, start making dudes. Then we got 4 Sparky Smith. Now, I like this guy a lot. He's your 2-drop go-to creature against many archetypes. As you can see, he is a 2-drop goblin, which makes it so we can attack with our Arbor Goblins, and he can kill dudes. That's right, kill dudes. 10 damage to your Crusher. Alright, and then we don't want many non-creature spells, but we gotta play these 4 Bolts, because Bolt, and 2 Death Spark, which really shines in this deck. Look at that arrow, do you want to be that guy? I know I don't.
Alright, and then I'll cover the sideboard real quick. Just a note, because of your creatures like Mog conscripts and Goblin cohorts, you need a lot of your spells to be creatures, which is why we have these are our pump spells and they're creatures. This is our removal spells, creatures. Mog War Marshal is basically, he's just like your catch-all. You can use him just to get a bunch of pluses out of these guys as a combat trick, or you can grind the game out with him. So let's move over to the sideboard real quick. So we have 4 Electrickeries. This is to beat the token decks. There's a mono white token deck, and they're pretty tough to beat if you can't just sweep their team. We have 1 Pyroblast, 1 Flame Slash. I have a split of these because they both kill Nivix Cyclops, who's a 1/4 that you kind of have to kill before they untap with him. But Flame Slash is better against Affinity with all their X4s. Pyroblast is good against Delver decks or other blue decks. So I have a split. 4 Gorilla Shamans. Just like Sparksmith in the main deck, you kind of want your removal spells, as many of them as you can anyways, to also be creatures, so that you can, cast a creature, be able to swing with your 2/2s, but still have an effect on the game. This guy's insane against Affinity because once he's in play, you just pay a colorless to blow up the artifact lands, of which their whole mana base is artifact lands, so you can just shut them out of the game. We have 2 Life Staffs if we want to have something against other aggro decks, just to profitably trade our guys, or we can like make our 1/1s into 2-power guys to trade with their 2/2s. We have 2 raises against the Urzatron decks. We want to play our guys out. We want to cast Raise as the last spell. Hopefully it knocks them off for a turn to where we can kill them before they cast one of their bombs, like Vanguard Marauder. Then we have 1 Flaring Pain. This is against decks that want to fog you or play like Circle Protection Red. You can just build up a huge board, and then when they go to tap all their mana for Circle Protection Red, you can Flaring Pain, which stops it. So that's the deck, and let's go to the first round. Let me get rid of this preview window. Alright, so it looks like we're on the draw. How's this hand look, Nate?
I would probably keep this on the draw.
We have a 2/2 on turn 1. Really would like to hit our second land. Like, if you hit your second land in this deck, you are golden. You can win off 1 land, but the second land just makes it almost impossible to lose. Now, you don't want to flood either, but if you get stuck on 2 or 3 lands, you're almost always going to win. So, we do have Death Spark, which is a nice grindy card against other people. It's better when we have a bunch of lands, but
This hand's pretty close.
it's close. I think it's okay to keep. And we have a Sparksmith who can win the game on its own if we hit our second land against quite a few decks as well, like if this is a Delver deck. So we're actually going to lead with Death Spark instead of Cohort here, just so we can get him off the table before he flips. Hopefully hit our land. Not yet. Let's clean up this. It's also nice to Death Spark now, because that way if we cast a creature and it gets countered, we can buy back the Death Spark. Ponder, okay. So yeah, if we can just hit our second land and slam a Sparksmith, that would be terrific. Did not. Let's cast Cohort, I guess. I don't see a reason to play any of the other ones. You don't really want to play Jackal Familiar as your first creature. It's better later when you have a few in play. Alright, so usually what happens if you try to cast a creature here is it gets spell stutter sprited.
Or exclude.
Excluded, yeah. But
Looks like he might be on mono blue control.
it's possible. But if we don't cast creature, we can't attack, so
Yeah, so you're gonna play one. So
probably play one of the mediocre ones like
Slitter.
Jackal Familiar, since
Yeah.
like it would be easy for him to keep us off of attacking with something else, like he could just bounce this or something. So I think this is a good one to maybe throw out there to get countered. Even if he does have Spell Stutter Sprite, it won't be the worst thing because he can't trade with this guy. We can also buy back our Death Spark next turn and kill it. Spire Golem, alright. Yeah, we really want to hit our second land for Sparksmiths. Just start getting all of our Sparksmiths out there. Should we buy this back or just...
No.
You don't think so? Probably don't need to. Not yet. Let's see. Which one of these 1-drops do you think I should play? It's probably between Foundry Street and Slitter.
Yeah.
I think Foundry Street, that way we can apply more beats. Maybe we'll get into a racing situation. He has sort of short on cards. The Delver deck doesn't have a ton of ways to draw cards. So yeah. Except he does have one of his Gushes. Usually they play like 2 of these. And another Delver. I wonder if now I should buy back the Death Spark and hope to draw a land. Whoop. Kind of want to get the Delver off the table as soon as possible. Okay, we drew the land. Just try to kill the Delver. Don't want him flipping. Okay, so he counterspells Death Spark, that's fine. And he flipped it with Snap. It's going to be hard to win this game because Sparksmith is good against Delver, but once they're ahead on board, it's hard to come back from. But yeah, getting stuck on lands is pretty bad. Oh, and he played another Spire Golem? Jeez. think we're just toast here unless
Yeah,
we
we're
can
just toast.
unless we can alpha him somehow. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
We need to kill this Spire Golem too. Through combat, like hopefully he blocks or something. We could play a let's see, Slider, attack, see if he blocks. If he does, we'll just sack 2 guys. But we probably need these to win the game if we're gonna win this game. All right. This game's unwinnable, but we'll just do this for show. If he's smart, he probably doesn't block here. Although it doesn't really matter if he does or not. Oh yeah, he even has snap. I forgot about that. I should just concede. Just concede to save time. Alright, well we do have some nice sideboard cards against Delver decks. We have Electrickeries, Flame Slash that kills Spire Golems even. Pyroblast. What are the cards you don't like in this matchup?
Lightning Bolt.
Kind of like...
Board out Bolt against pretty much every deck.
Bolt is one of the worst cards in the deck, that's true. It's mainly there for like Kumbaj Witches and Core Skyfishers. Alternatively, there is some creatures in this deck that aren't very good against Delver.
Yeah, I pulled out Bolt.
Marg War Marshals aren't great. You don't need a bunch of the Sledder effects. You don't really want to go all in with Sledders when they have snaps and stuff either. But we do want Pyroblast, Flame Slash. How many Electrickeries do you think?
Like, I don't know, probably 4.
Just
instead of Bolt.
Maybe on the draw 4 so we can catch up easier. Could shave a couple bolts. I like having a couple bolts to kill Spell Slider sprites in response to its trigger.
Electrickery is just better.
Yeah, Bolt can kill Flip Delvers and Ninja of Deep Hours. I feel like I want to cut 2 Marg War Marshals or 2 Sliders or something.
Hey, if we get to 13 lands, we can take out a Golem.
13 lands.
With a Gorilla Shaman.
Nah, he doesn't kill creatures, sadly.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've been in that situation before with Cloud Post where he had like 15 mana. 14 mana. 15? Yeah, 15. Alright, here we go. We're on the play, so we're going to try to be the aggressor of this game. Just play out 2/2s, swing. Okay, this hand's great. We have all of our grindy cards, actually. Death Spark and Sparksmith. We don't have a 1-drop, which is odd. So there's like, how many in the deck? Like 24 or something. I cut a couple of them. Okay, so get the Sparkerino, this guy.
Spark that
out. It somehow skipped through. I must have a stop miss somewhere.
I think you just hit OK and it kind of glitched.
Yeah, it seemed that way. I'll just play Sparky.
It's not the worst.
He'll probably have an answer to it, either Snap or Hydroblast. But yeah, we really wanted to Death Spark this guy. Luckily it didn't flip, so we're still alive here. And hey, if he doesn't kill this, then maybe it was better that we didn't kill this. But yeah, that was a glitch. Looks like you might even be stuck on 1 land. So you're going to want to ping before you play your Goblin.
So it's ping a dude. Yeah, Sparksmith's just going to take this game over.
Yeah, I think you just play creatures out and not Death Spark.
Yeah.
Just play like
Conscripts, War Marshal.
War Marshal, and then set up a Bushwhacker next turn. See, now we have enough Goblins in play to eat a Spire Golem even, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, we're not too concerned if this flips. That means he's not hitting his second land drop if it does, so he can't cast that Snap. And we can always bolt it if we need it. But we're probably just going to Sparksmith it. I think you let this Echo die, and then while it's on the stack, spark it for 3. So you don't have to take 4 damage. We're in no hurry to win this game. Like, we don't really need to... We can just Jackal Familiar Bushwhacker if we want, which is fine. The main card he could have here is Hydroblast. But some people don't have Hydroblasts. So they're expensive. So our opponent's basically in the same boat we were game 1, where you're stuck on 1 land and you can't do stuff. That was a Hydroblast, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So you don't really need to cast that Death Spark.
Yeah, I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't.
Luckily he didn't see it, I don't think. So we're on the draw.
So we want the trickeries.
Yeah, I don't know what's the worst card in our deck here.
Probably 2 War Marshals on the draw. I don't know.
Maybe 1-drops are sort of bad, like Foundry Street, because it trades with random.
War Marshal's pretty slow.
Yeah, he's slow. You could probably.
I like Foundry Street.
Okay. You cut a couple of those. We still have 2 bolts in the deck.
Yeah, I like Bolt on the draw, I guess.
Couple bolts, just a little bit more removal.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't like Life Staff against Delver, though.
No, I don't either. Because you don't really trade with their
I mean,
guys.
it's alright, but...
They like fly over and you can like sack stuff. This hand's decent. It has the Sparksmith, but again, post-board Sparksmith's not as reliable because... what do you think here? We could go aggressive with conscripts or just trickery. I think
No, conscripts.
conscripts is fine. It's a tough call. It really is. It
I
sucks that Delver gets that extra toughness when he flips.
Yeah. I want to trick his board.
Well, we might be able to here.
And Delver.
That'd be sweet, but he looks like he's holding up spell stutter. So we're not going to want to play Sparky this turn. We could do like an upkeep Electrickery, but then he spell stutters on his upkeep. If we knew he was going to tap out at the end of the turn, we could just pass an Electrickery. This is tough. We really want to get that Sparksmith down, but yeah, no matter what we play, he can counter it.
So do I kick a Bushwhacker? So I'm going to want to play this next turn and then overload a trick.
You might be able to like kick a Bushwhacker and play Sparksmith on turn 4 to like kill a Spire Golem, like do a surprise Sparksmith that way. So Maul Raider might be decent.
No, I don't. I want to get him with Electrickery. So if I kick this, let's see, he just counters it.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking Maul Raider swing for 2.
No, he's just going to counter it.
Yeah, he's going to counter whatever we play. Do you think Bushwhacker's the worst card?
Yeah.
Because like I said, you could combo it with Sparksmith on turn 4. He might tap out for a Spire Golem, and then we could just get him.
So you think just a Raider?
I don't know, because next turn we could play Raider plus a 2-drop. It's like the only 1-drop in our hand, so we could just play a 2 this turn.
Yeah, I just want to cast this with Thicker.
Okay.
Because I don't think that plan is going to work.
Yeah, I think playing a 2-drop here is good, and we don't have a lot of creatures to go with the Bushwhacker at the moment. If he does flip Delver, it won't be the worst thing. Like, the Electrickery won't be able to kill it, but maybe we can set up, like...
Bash him with the whack, right?
Yeah, you would love to trade the Bushwhacker for either of those guys. Because... Yeah. Who knows what he has in his hand? Who knows?
Probably just counter spells.
Yeah. Well, he didn't flip Delver again, so that could mean he drew a creature or a land.
Ooh, this is good. So now I want to cast Maul Raider, hopefully he stutters, and then I kill his whole board.
Yeah, that would be insane if that situation occurred. But he most likely just won't counter the Raider because it's not super threatening. But we don't... It's probably the most threatening 1-drop in our deck, I guess.
And another Cloud of Fairies. Or just 2 Delvers.
You wish. He has been drawing either creatures or lands, so he might just slam whatever he has here. Or he might have a Ninja of Deep Powers.
Yeah, I think he has a Ninja.
Ninja. We can slam a Sparky if he does that. Hopefully he wouldn't have removal. No? Snap. Alright. That's fine. Okay, he might have Hydro. I think you still go for it. Play your land, play your own days. Just kick it.
Kick it right now?
Mm-hmm. I think this is the best time you can possibly do it. Just hope he doesn't have Hydro. Okay. That was one of the best Electrickeries possible. And we get to slam Long Conscripts. And then next turn we'll probably be able to resolve Sparksmith.
So I'll probably play a Golem, hold up a counter spell. If he...
Yeah, if he goes land.
But I mean, he kept something on top for his Delvers.
It feels like he would have left counter magic up, you know? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna bait out whatever counter spells he does have. Okay, we don't need to. He's just gushing. Okay, so he has 1 island in hand and 2 other cards. What do you think we should slam first here?
I don't know, probably Sparky.
Because we might be able to bait out... Well, you don't really bait out Hydroblast. They can use it if your guy resolves too. So just slam Sparky. See what happens. This might be good if he does have Hydroblast, I guess. And then probably just keep playing guys out. So what do you think about the idea of swinging with your 2/2 and if he blocks, just sack 2 goblins on it? Okay, hold on. You're going to sack that, put a counter, or give... who do you want to give? Maybe Bushwhacker? I think Bushwhacker.
Why?
Because you're going to want to swing with both guys, and I think it's okay to sack, like, stuff to kill the Spire Golem. I think so. Because that's all he has going for him is that Spire
Why didn't
Golem.
he just counter that?
I'm not sure. Alright, and then I think you swing with both your guys.
So I lose a Raider and another...
Yeah, you'll be trading 2 creatures for his golem, basically. But I think it's worth it, because your guys are really pitiful. So, I think you throw the non-attacking conscripts, and then the Raider at that Bushwhacker.
Yeah.
So, conscripts first.
So we're in alright position.
Yeah. Alright, so Raider, swing with both your guys. Okay, that makes his spell setter sprites a little worse later if we draw a Sparksmith or something. Didn't flip Delver, so it could be a creature, could be a land. Could be spell setter since he didn't do anything, but just play into it, I think. You get to swing. I don't know why he would hold his lands when he has Spire Golems in his deck, though. That's sort of, that would be confusing to me.
Yeah, it's probably just a land. Or
Maybe.
like a... Pretty okay.
Well, I guess, see what he does with Preordain. Top, top. That's actually a really bad sign. Okay, so I think just pass. Hopefully draw a Death Spark or something, one of our grindy cards. Okay.
So he has a ninja.
He either has Ninja or a second spell setter. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking his last card is a spell setter. Okay. Because you have to swing because he has lethal. Doesn't really do anything, but maybe he'll block with spell setter or something. Yeah, you're pretty much dead on board.
Marlboro box.
Oh. Oh. Alright, maybe he'll leave a guy back. Yeah. I think we drew like several lands in a row right there while he drew Spire Golem, so that ends it. It was a pretty close game. Like, that Electrickery almost won it for us, but...
Yeah. So...
We're in the 0-1 bracket, but we're looking up. And we even have the Slim Cleaner to help clean up the computer.
Game 1, I don't know, we probably should have mulled, I guess.